I know, Andrew. What's up, man? What's on your mind?
Everything's good. I really don't have any points to make. I saw you finally put Judaism in a debate title, and I thought, oh boy, good chance to talk to Jay. So I don't have anything on my. I don't have anything in particular. What are you discussing?
Well, the main reason this came out was having an issue with Ridvan, the apostate prophet dude. So um, that's why that's there, because he considered Judaism before converting to Christianity, but he has a sort of an attachment to the nation state of Israel in terms of Zionism. And so the debate then came about that he had with Andrew. Does a Christian have a moral duty to support Zionism? And that leads to the debate of, is Zionism an expression of Judaism, or is it a purely secular movement? Is it both? Is it all, so it's just kind of all over the place. The debate is not focused on one topic, it's everything.
Cool. To answer to a couple of those topics, I think most people know by now the state of Israel was set up by atheists. Herzl is an atheist. Ben Gurion is an atheist. So the Zionist movement that was driving the creation largely atheist. And that's why the state of Israel, people like to drop the meme, oh, Tel Aviv, the gayest city. Well, it was created by atheists. So that's what you get. As far as, do you have to support it as a Jew or as a whatever? No, you don't have to support. You don't have to support the
So
state of
so
Israel.
you would take what, a critical appraisal of it because of its secular status? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'll give you an example. You asked the gentleman architect, do you think Netanyahu allowed October 7th? Absolutely. Absolutely, he did. And so you have a state that they parade on the world stage as being the Jewish state, yet they forced the vax on their people.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
allowed October 7th. They allowed October 7th to happen. In the name of defending these people that they allowed to get butchered, they then go and do a massive bombing campaign that looks like a huge overreach to most of the people of the world, and then that blows back onto Jews worldwide. So no, I don't have to support their evil government. What I will say is, some of the things people say about Israel, it's just like, okay, I grew up in America. I grew up under George W. Bush doing immoral, evil wars. And I never said America's evil, or like the Muslims would say, America is the great Satan. I just thought America has evil government and we need to change it. And that's how I look at Israel. Like, the fact that, oh, they conquered the land, like, okay, America conquered the land, we're not giving Orlando to the Seminoles. That's all done with. And there was a righteous that told the early Zionists, his name is the Ben Ish Chai, he said, don't take the land by force. Well, too late. They already did it. So no nation in the world gives back land that way. So what to do now? Promote peace. That's the only solution there. Both sides need to want peace, and neither side does. Both the Israelis and the Palestinians, they want war. It's very bad. They need to stop. They need to want peace. And that's the position I take. And I'm an American. What gets me the most is like people, oh, you're a Jew. You just, all you care about is Israel. It's like, I'm for zero foreign aid for any nation at all. And it's like I can't say it enough for it to have any impact. It feels like no, it's like you're a Jew, so therefore you're Israel first. Like no, I'm America first. I want these people to stop doing wars, and I want them to have their own Trump. Just like America, we pushed, got rid of the Bushes, got rid of the Clintons, and got Donald Trump. The Israelis need to be encouraged to get rid of Netanyahu, get rid of their evil people, and find their own Trump.
Yeah, I remember. So when I had the first debate with Ridvan, I actually agreed that, like, to the Jews that live in Israel today, they're not at fault for previous generations under the British mandate going to a place that they were kind of forced to go to. So there's this sort of collective where you blame everybody and assume that everybody's sort of like the same ideology. That's not necessarily the case. Like you said, not everybody in America is collectively guilty for like everything that George Bush did or Bill Clinton or Obama did. It's like you can have evil leaders and not the entire people group necessarily gets the guilt. And that has to be kept in mind. I don't, it's not the fault of people that live in Israel that they're there. Like, it's not, and it's not their fault if the government takes actions that many of them disagree with. And I don't know why people can't understand that nuance. That's the first thing I said to Ridvan when we had a debate on a Twitter space like a month ago, and he agreed with that too. Which I know you don't really care what, who cares what Ridvan says, but um, I mean, according to him, who's a Turk, you're an anti-Semite because you don't want to give the tax money to Israel. So you just made yourself an anti-Semite, Andrew. Coming
I've
from
been called that
A
many
Turkish
times.
dude, a Turkish dude telling a Jewish guy he's an anti-Semite and not a real Jew.
I've heard it many times before. I'm sure I'll hear it many times again.
I happen to know Andrew, and I know him in person. He's a good guy. He's a funny guy. And we went out to eat at probably the worst restaurant in Miami and the worst chili I've ever had, but it was a great time.
Yeah, it was. I will say the restaurant is in part due to how late it was, and in part to Luke having very poor taste.
It was still fun though, even though it was the worst chili I've ever had, which I forced myself to eat some of. Thank you, Andrew.